You're just moments away from a brand new episode of WTF Nations Radio's Pop Culture Warrior, hosted by the dynamic duo CQ and Radar. Pop Culture Warrior is your number one source for all things entertainment. If it's happening in TV, movies, video games, or comedy, they're all over it. And don't forget to say hi in the comments below. And while you're at it, let the boys know what you think and what you'd like to hear them talk about. Now strap in and get comfortable, because you're in for one hell of a ride. This is Pop Culture Warrior. Shots.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Welcome, one and all. Today is April 6, 2021. This is episode 51 of Pop Culture Warrior, the show where I stay up to date on all the ins and outs of what's happening in pop culture, so you don't have to. I am CQ. I am the Pop Culture Falcon. And with me, as always, is our very own Winter Soldier, the man in the bubble. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of the unpop cultured, Mr. Radar. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody?
How you doing, buddy? I'm gonna need you to scooch to the right just a bit.
My right?
You're right.
Right or right?
There it is. A smidgen more, please.
A smidgen more.
A smidgen more. There we go. We want you dead center and locked and loaded. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Me and Radar are here. It's Tuesday night. How are you doing? What is up?
Dude, I'm excited. I'm fucking excited.
I always love the deadpan. I am excited. I am very
excited.
excited.
You call me the Winter Soldier. I'd be all like fucking.
Just stare. Just stare menacingly.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, Corey, we see you. Hey, say what's up. Say Radar. Say what's up to Corey. Come on.
Hey, what's up? I liked his post. What's going on, Corey? What's going on, man?
Oh man, if you guys are in the chats, man, let us know you're here, man. Give us a shout out. We always appreciate you guys tuning in and being entertained with us and having fun with us. This is a very much a collaborative show. It's a live show for a reason. If you're out there, tell us your thoughts. Tell us your opinions. Call in. The number is right across the bottom. If you got something to say, you want to talk about some pop culture nonsense, this is the show for you. If you've got opinions on Thundercats or Darkwing Duck or Power Rangers or Ninja Turtles, doesn't matter.
Or
we
Falcon
love it
and the
all.
Winter Soldier.
Or Falcon and the Winter Soldier. One of our favorite topics of the day. What's going on? Hey, Captain, I see you. Hey, Heather. What's up, y'all? What's this? I feel like the boy named Sue. All right, cool, man. Yeah, so real quick, first up, before we dive into all the lovely stuff that we talk about, I do want to give a quick thing. If you guys haven't liked the Pop Culture Warrior Show's Facebook page, take a second, jump over it, do it. We're up to 670 something. When we hit 750, I'm doing a big old giveaway. Lots of goodies. We did one at 250. We did one at 500. And now we're due for one at 750. And when we hit the 1,000, that's going to be just the biggest. I have a prize so massive tucked away that someone's head is going to explode, literally. But yeah, so jump over to the Pop Culture Warrior page. Give us a like, give us a follow, because we're going to hit up 750 very soon. And when we do that, big giveaway. And all you need to do to get something for free shipped to you is like the page. That's it. If you like the page, you're automatically entered to win the big prize.
Yeah, two things though.
Yeah.
Like the page and then respond when we message you. And say, winner.
When we
We've had that problem before,
when we
too.
reach out and say, hey, we want to send you a box full of pop culture goodies. I need your address. It isn't spam. We're not trying to take advantage of you, okay? If you like the page and you win, accept the box of goodies. We have pictures on the page from our last 2 or 3 winners, and they have all loved it. I do try to cater the box. I don't spoil anything, but like I ask, what's some things you're into, what's some things you like, because I have stuff from everywhere, every corner of the pop culture kingdom. Every box I've included an actual signed, autographed, memorabilia from some person of pop culture note. I've put in original artwork from different artists, and then lots of just knickknacks, toys, swag, shirts, hats, random stuff. It's all really good stuff. I don't skimp out on the giveaway stuff because I'm a huge collector. As you can, this is a fraction in the background. This is a fraction. My wife hates it because I have boxes and boxes of stuff. And so whenever I tell her I'm doing a giveaway, she's like, "Oh, send them everything. give them all of it." So yeah, for all you guys asking for the, yes, Jim, I do topless at live. That's my OnlyFans. That starts after this. You got to jump over to my OnlyFans. That's when we do our topless news at the end of the hour.
I had to quit doing that one though because it's a Sasquatch, and there's some rednecks knocking at my door. So I had to,
yeah, they requested that we shut that down. We were hurting the revenue stream of OnlyFans. And yes, Scott, if you want to win, like the Facebook page, man. It's that simple. Pop Culture Warrior on Facebook. Like the page. Also, you'll stay up to date on all the other things we're doing. And one of the things I decided to do is this week, even though we haven't hit 750 yet, I'm going to do a giveaway in honor of us hitting 50, and yes, I'm 2 weeks late, 50 episodes, in honor of us hitting 50 episodes a year plus of Pop Culture Warrior. I'm going to do a smaller giveaway. Details will be coming out after the show on the Pop Culture Warrior Facebook page. So like the page and yeah. And Heather, you don't have Facebook. Oh, I'm heartbroken. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to figure something out for next time.
It's literally free to get Facebook, dude.
Create an account just to like the Facebook
like your
page.
real name or nothing. Like you can be like, I don't know.
Yep.
You could be WTFNR Radar 1.
Yeah. So we'll definitely be doing that. So all of that.
And I put in the 2 Facebook chats the link.
There it is. We see it.
Yeah.
That's right. Come like the page, man. That way we can give away stuff. I love giving away stuff.
Give you stuff. Like you don't even have to I don't know.
I even pay for shipping. How often do you hey, you won this thing, just send us $9.95 for shipping and you'll get it for free. And I'm like, well then it's not free.
It's not free, yeah.
Right? Because I have to pay for the shipping. I even pay for the shipping. I get a box, I put the tape, I do everything but wrap it as a present. That's where I draw the line.
Ooh, maybe we should do that.
Stop adding things to my to-do list.
Okay, fine. I'll do it as a present. I'll give you guys the painting that my daughter made for my room. She's 4.
Oh, don't do
she wanted me to
that.
put that up in my. We call this room my bunker. So she's like, "Daddy, can we put this in your bunker?" I said, "Fine."
Oh man, you're adorable. You're adorable,
Yeah.
Radar. Little Radar. Little rate. I'm trying to think of like what's Radar Junior for a girl.
I just call her Baby Radar.
Baby Radar. I like that. Okay, Baby Radar. Little Baby Radar. Anyway, so real quick because I mean it's on the pulse. First things first, because I love when we catch up about Winter Soldier and Falcon, but the big news of the week is King Kong versus Godzilla, released in theaters and HBO Max. I watched it. Did you get a chance to watch it?
No.
Good.
I told you what we're doing for a while is you were going to watch them first,
and I'll let you know if it's worth watching.
Yeah, well, when it come Tuesday, you're like, oh man, that was awesome. Like, dude, that fucking sucked. And then I can kind of get a barometer from there because I feel like at this point now, I kind of have a lot of the same. I'm beginning to turn into CQ in some of the ways. You know what I mean? Like looking more into like before I was just make it. I still want it to be good, right? I'm still like make it good, but I'm getting a little more into the story and stuff. Courtney said she's going to watch it this weekend, so we better not spoil it.
So, okay, I won't spoil it. For those that haven't gotten a chance to watch, first of all, if you haven't watched it, it released like, Wednesday or Thursday last week? If you haven't watched it yet, I mean, really, I think I'm out of the spoiler window. But, out of respect...
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no because people still... This is released in theaters, right?
And in HBO Max.
Courtney, are you going to watch it in the theater? I have a question for...
Okay, Courtney.
You plan on watching it
Let us know. We're hanging pins and needles here.
But I mean, so I don't know what the restrictions are where you're at for movie theaters and whatnot.
Right.
But if you can't go to the theater, I know here right now you almost have to like rent it out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, I kind of see if you have to wait a week or two.
Okay. So this will be my spoiler-free review of Godzilla versus Kong. If you are a person who enjoyed the previous Godzilla movies and the previous King Kong movies, you'll enjoy this one, right? Because it's big monsters fighting other monsters with people sprinkled in for random drama and roll credits. If you like that, I refer to this movie as the Fast and Furious of monster movies.
Ooh, I like it. It's
just the Rocket. No, but it's one of those movies you have to turn off your brain and just let the things happen to your face, and then just go and like and then just enjoy it. I mean, that's the only way to enjoy a movie like this. It's not gonna, change the world of cinema. It's not. It is not Shakespeare by any means.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I don't think anybody plans on it being that way.
Right.
And honestly, to a big extent, like I don't think anyone. I think that there's been, as far as like the MCU and stuff, I think there's been some cool things they've done with special effects and graphics and stuff. But generally, I mean, still, like, there's a good guy and a bad guy, and, good guy wins.
Right.
I mean, it's still not like...
Yeah, it's formulaic in a way. Exactly. I will say this. So let me continue my review real quick. The human element, and I think anybody who's seen it would agree, was completely unnecessary in the movie. Like, you could literally take the humans out of the movie. It changes the movie practically nil. Now, the difference is it turns the 2-hour movie into like a 40-minute slugfest of, big monsters. So obviously that's kind of why you need it, right? Because otherwise it's just 2 hours of CGI monsters fighting each other. But that being said, like, it's gorgeous. I mean, the visuals are gorgeous. The attention to detail and sound is amazing. I watched it in my basement with massive projector. I have a 7.2 surround sound system. I cranked that thing all the way up So that first time you hear that, roar, like the vibration was in my chest. I could feel him inside of me. You know what I'm saying?
Phrasing.
That's what I'm saying. It was so loud and big. I could feel him inside me. But so it's not a bad movie. I've seen bad movies. It's not a bad movie. It's just it's a little predictable. It's a little yeah, I don't again, I'm not trying to ruin it for anybody because there's people that are going to enjoy it. There's people that are going to like it for what it is. If you can just go in and enjoy it for what it is, you'll have a good time. But
Right.
if this is something where you're like, and I'm not spoiling anything because it was on the commercials, but at one point Kong and Godzilla are fighting on a battleship. And I'm like, these two monsters that weigh like 400 tons each cannot do jumping jacks on the deck of an aircraft carrier and not have that thing affected at all. Like that's just not happening. I'm sorry. That's not happening. But movie magic. There are scenes in this movie, again, I'm not going to get spoilery because, you know, there's stuff that they didn't show in the trailers, but let's just say you have to ignore a large chunk of world-changing physics. Things that, like, don't make sense, but in the sense of, like, even in this world, wouldn't make sense, you know? And then there's just a massive amount of damage, like destruction. All I kept thinking was like, how do you write a insurance claim for a giant monkey through a giant lizard through my building?
I mean, you got to figure out a little bit.
I mean, it's crazy.
As long as you have farmers, they've seen a thing or two.
They've seen a thing or two. Well done. Yeah. So it's just one of those things where it's like you have to turn off your brain, and if you can do that and enjoy it for just a silly, you know, just yeah, it's like you know, you go. I don't know, man. It's one of those movies that you just gotta enjoy it for the sake of enjoying it.
Right.
But that's all I want to say about it. I'll give everybody one more week to watch it if they so choose, and then next week I've got a rant about some of the decisions that they made in the movie and some of the things that just oh man, just yeah.
Well, yeah. So next week Courtney will call in and you guys can have a banter.
Yes. I'll eagerly anticipate your call, Courtney. To talk about Godzilla. And King says, there you go, besmirching things again. Listen. He's mad because I'm making fun of the Fast and Furious. I know you are. He's like the diehard Fast and Furious fan. It's okay. You know, some special people are special, you know.
Well, yeah. That's whatever.
I mean, listen, I enjoyed the first couple of Fast and Furious movies, and I enjoyed all the Fast and Furious movies. I think
everyone enjoyed the first one.
Yeah,
first one or two. I mean, that those were pretty fucking earth shattering. You know,
let me say, I enjoy all the Fast and Furious movies for the simple fact of hey, it's explosions and cars and hot girls and this and this and that.
By about 3, I was done.
But I enjoyed the first two because of their sense of kind of realism, and it's about the underbelly of cities and illegal street racing and you know, carjackings and things like that. Once they went into like super spy, Superman / undestructible / jumping off, driving cars off buildings into other buildings. Like, all right, you lost me. And then the one trailer that they just released, or you know, for the new one that's coming, when they're like, he uses a car to hook onto a rope to swing to like another mountainside. It's just like, all right, man. we have left any sense of believability.
Yeah, but it's like snakes on a plane or fucking Sharknado.
Sharknado's is one thing, but snakes on a plane, that could happen. I believe that as a premise before I believe any of like Fast and the Furious 3 and beyond. Now Sharknado, obviously that's crazy.
I mean, okay, let's be honest. Dude, you didn't, I think the first one, whatever, and at the time is kind of funny because I had like a little Honda Civic, or I had an Accord actually. And I was like, I want to drive it under a fucking semi. And then
right?
I was like,
Didn't we all?
Dumb. Yeah. After that, I was like, nope, sorry about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
but
it's all about family. It's all about family. That's what we talk about here. It's family. Corey says, quiz. Do you know what military base they filmed many of the car scenes in the Fast and Furious? No, I don't. I feel like this is something I should know. I'm a trivia mastermind. I do not know what military base they filmed many of the car scenes in the Fast and Furious. You have us all hanging here on pins and needles, bud. You have to give us the answer. The answer after this break.
Oh, we're taking a break? No, okay. All right. Anyway.
Blanding. Blanding's a base? Is that a thing? Blanding?
I don't know.
I've never heard of blanding.
Scott Rose says it's Area 51.
That'd be cool. Cool.
Yeah, I've never heard of blanding. I'm sure it's probably place. I don't know. Anyway, okay.
So
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I love this. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't understand this. When we started this show, it was pulling teeth to get Radar to even take a chance on something. And now, fast forward a year, I've got Radar coming to me going, okay, I got some theories. All right. I know it's going to sound crazy, but I got theories. I love it. I am over the moon that we have made, ladies and gentlemen, through the power of pop culture, we have made Radar a believer. So, Mr. Radar, let's hear some theories. I want to hear them crazy conspiracy theories you got for Falcon and Winter Soldier.
So, there's going to be some spoilers. We saw episode 3 last week. Okay, couple things. I think we can all agree that Captain America, the new one, whatever this dude's name is a fuck. He's a fuck, dude. I mean, that's not a theory. That's a fact. This guy's kind of a fuck. And okay, because this is okay. He seems very entitled because of the sword or because of the shield, right? Mm-hmm. He seems like he even said, "Do you know who I am?"
Right. Like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you never would have heard Steve Rogers say something to that like that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I think the two ideas of what Captain America should be are the very definite ends of the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think the theories that he is going to get some super soldier serum from somebody and become a giant douche. He's already a giant douche.
Right. So, it's starting to, what I said last week, it's starting to make sense, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean that one's kind of that one is now going to be, whatever. That's a plot. That's not even a fucking theory anymore.
It's not even a theory. That's just like, hey, coming up soon.
Right.
Okay.
So, but the organization that he works for, the Global Repatriation Committee or whatever.
Yes, GRC.
Okay. Yep. Are they fucks? What do we think?
You have a theory about who might be. Oh no, that's the other organization.
I'm talking about.
Okay,
the
gotcha.
GRC.
I do believe the GRC is just a part of the government, trying to, you know what I mean? I don't think there's any like hidden agenda. I just think they are the government, right? Like, this is the government trying to say like, hey, we're trying to fix what's broke, and we need a Captain America, we need a symbol, we need a sign, and so that's them doing that. So I don't think there's anything nefarious coming from the GRC side. Yet.
I don't know. I'm on the fence with that.
You're paranoid about everybody. Everybody's got some shady shit in your mind. Like, there's mutants. There's government officials.
Have you not worked for the government before? I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right. Now,
moving on.
The power broker.
Mm-hmm.
We got kind of, his name finally got dropped.
Mm-hmm.
This last one, and I don't think this character. I think this character has an arc that's not finished yet.
You think it's a person that we know?
The power broker,
right? That's what you're saying.
I don't know for sure if it's somebody that we know, but I think he has ties to somebody that we've known from the past.
Okay. Don't need to like tiptoe around bushes, man. Come out and say it. Who do you think it is? What do you think it is?
I think it's Dr. Zoloff.
You
I love that name.
Arnim Zola?
I think it's Zola. I really do. I think
behind the power broker.
Yes, somehow. I think he's tied to him somehow. And remember, which one was it where he was like in a computer?
That's Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Winter Soldier, when he's like living in the computer. And he's like I think that he will be in that form or close to, and like somehow like in this. I think we will see him in this show before it's over. And I think that he did so much work on the super soldier serum for Red Skull, for everyone else, right?
Mm-hmm.
I really feel like he is going to still be part of this. And if not, having somebody work on it, like I don't think this dude that we just saw in the episode get blowed up, I don't think that's the end of the super soldier. This would be the end of the show,
right?
You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's their way.
When they asked him if they had any more there, he said no, and then it got blowed up.
Right.
He didn't say he didn't make more. He just said there was no more there.
Right. I mean, that's true. I mean, we're playing the semantics game, but that's true. He said no, there's none here. And technically, I mean, you could say there's none here because he knows that there's somewhere. Because the Flag Smashers stole them. Remember, they said they stole 20 vials, and I think there was like 8 of them that took it. So you're thinking, realistically, we're saying there's maybe 12 vials, more or less, of super soldier serum still out there.
Right. Ish.
And you had said earlier you had a theory that like, was it the power broker was behind, or like Hydra and Zola were behind the power broker?
I think Hydra is behind both them and the Flag Smashers, in some way, shape, or form.
That
maybe
it's related somewhere. Yeah.
Yep, that they relate, because remember Red Skull was like had that big monologue with Captain America with Steve Rogers back in the World War II, that you fight for a nation and that's dumb and blah 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 whatever.
Yeah.
Ooh, Scott said Sharon Carter's the power broker.
See, I was gonna wait, but I could see that being the case.
You think so?
I think so.
Is the power broker or works directly for him?
I think people are thinking is the power broker.
Okay.
Couple reasons. So, unlike your theories that are just wild speculation, let me lay some theories on you that have some connections. First, the power broker, although in some instances is referred to as like he, most often is referred to as like a them, a they. Like there's no pronoun given. The power brokers after us. The power brokers men are coming. They really kind of dance around the he, she of it, right? That's one thing. Right. A few people have said, I know of the power broker, but I've never actually met them. Sharon said that. Zemo said that. The doctor that created the serum said that they've never actually dealt directly with the power broker. And that, they instead worked there. Obviously Sharon reacted when Zemo shot him. Now you could say, well, that's because she's a hero and she's a good guy. But if that was also her guy making super soldier serum for her organization, she'd be pretty pissed too. Lastly, in the last scene we see her, she has this like private driver kind of thing. And she says, we have a problem. A couple of them could be referencing Bucky and Falcon, that they are the problem. They're getting close to the truth. So there's just a couple of loose threads. So my theory is that she either is the bad guy, not the bad guy, but the power broker, or at the very least, the series wants us to think that she's the power broker. Because very much like WandaVision, where it was like, for the first couple episodes, like, who, and then they dropped it, and it was like, oh, it was Agatha all along. But then you kind of go another episode where you're like, well, wait, is she really the bad guy? Because it wasn't her. It was just kind of her messing with things, but it wasn't actually her behind it. No. So I think we could have a situation kind of like that again, where we're led to believe one thing, and then we're told another thing, and then finally it's resolved to be another thing. I don't
hate the idea that. Ooh, yeah, and she's dabbling in the black market stuff, the paintings and all that shit.
Yeah, That's right, Scott.
Yeah.
The black market
I
stuff.
mean,
Stereotypical bad guy stuff. But I mean, she also did say that, like, look, I'm on the run. I've got to support myself. I have to do these things to, like, how else am I? You know, she's in Madripoor, which is basically, you know, pirate capital of the world. It's like, how could you survive there without doing some?
Well, we won't talk about Madripoor because who else is from?
No, it's not mutants. It's not mutants.
Like,
they're definitely laying breadcrumbs to kind of wink, wink, hint, hint. Maybe in the future, yes, but they're not going to have anything to do with this. In fact, the one scene, they're at what's called the Princess Bar.
I didn't want to bring it up. That's why I didn't want to bring up where they were at.
Yes.
Because you can't have the mutants at Madripoor and then be like, oh, they're at Madripoor, but there's no mutant there. All right, then.
It could happen. It could happen. But yeah, no, the Princess Bar, which is where they were actually doing the whole bar scene, is a famous place in the comic books in Madripoor where Wolverine frequented quite a bit back when he had the persona of Patch, when he went with the eye patch and the white suit for no apparent reason. But yeah,
I'm just saying, dude, that's awful coincidental.
I would have gone.
Well, I guess in all fairness, Marvel kind of fucked with us with fucking what's his nuts in WandaVision. Pietro. They kind of fucked with us.
Yeah.
Right, they did.
Which rumor has it he's coming back for another project.
As well as I do, Marvel isn't one for coincidences, especially with naming the fucking place, dude.
I mean, but there's always references to the comic books and references to the lore without necessarily there being some type of big payoff. You know, the whole mask, Zemo having the mask thing. It's just it's a nice love letter to the people that know him from the comics, and he wears the purple mask, but at the same time it's not necessarily a point to the plot. But I do say, like, I would love to go frame by frame.
Speaking of plots, sure, though, and changes, the Wakandans. What are we gonna do with all that?
I mean, we'll have to. Obviously, they want justice for their king. They have not forgotten that this man killed their king, T'Chaka. Yes. So that's a huge point. Obviously, I feel like Zemo is going to be pivotal moving forward. I don't think it's like, oh, they're gonna get they're gonna kill him and then, like, all right, that was cool, we're good, and then they it's too easy, it's too quick. I think maybe Bucky makes a deal, says, look, we have this problem, let us resolve it, and then I will personally deliver him to you guys for justice when we're done. Because, you know, Bucky spent time there, he has the respect of the Wakandan people, they called him the White Wolf. So I do think what's that?
Racist.
Very racist.
Yeah, it's racist as fuck.
I mean,
Sam's like, I'm not the Black Falcon, I'm just the Falcon.
Yeah. So you just want him to called
Wolf.
I'm
the White Wolf. Yeah, racist.
Well, it's the Black Panther, so the White Wolf.
Black guy. He's the only white guy in Wakanda. They could just call him the Wolf, and everyone would be like, yeah, well, you know. Just saying.
It's the Black Panther and the Panther. You know, that way there's a difference. But yeah, so I think that's what's it's gonna boil down to. I'm curious that, like, had Chadwick Boseman not passed away, was this something that they wanted Black Panther to show up for, right? Because there's definitely a history between Bucky and Black Panther, both from his time in Wakanda, but also back when, you know, one was trying to kill the other for killing his father. So I wonder if they had him slotted for like a cameo before his ultimate passing, and, you know, now have to kind of shoot around that without changing the story. I don't know. We'll never know.
This is what, and I'm kind of curious as to how they're going to do all that with. They kind of said they're not going to CGI him.
They're not going to CGI him. They're not going to replace him as an actor.
No, so I don't know. Have they really said what they're going to do for, like, a character arc on that? Or are they just going to kill him off somehow?
I don't think they'll kill him off. I mean,
just be like, oh, he's out saving the universe. He went with Captain Marvel.
Basically, well, I mean, he's off. You know, they always say he's off world. He's off continent doing things. No, as far as Black Panther 2, it is happening.
But he'd already filmed quite a bit of that, right?
No,
didn't he film some of that? I thought he filmed
no.
some of that before he passed away.
No, he had only filmed the stuff for Infinity War and Endgame. That was the last bit. The last time you will hear his voice as, T'Challa, as the Black Panther, is he did some voice recording stuff for the upcoming What If series. It's an animated series coming to Disney Plus. So there's an episode, What If Black Panther was actually Star-Lord? So basically, instead of, when the Ravagers came to Earth and took up, Peter Quill, Star-Lord, instead of grabbing him, they grabbed a little baby, T'Challa, like childhood T'Challa, and so he grows up to be Star-Lord. Anyway, so and they got him to record all the voice work for the character. So that'll be his official last appearance. As Black Panther is in the What If series, which is sad, but also kind of it's kind of cool. As far as what they're gonna do for Black Panther 2, everything I've read so far says they're going to go more in depth on the country, explore the characters, explore the country, everything outside of Black Panther. I'm sure at some point they're going to hand off the mantle. I mean, it's fitting. In the comic book, Shuri, his sister, became Black Panther for a while. So I'm sure we're going to see some version of that kind of come about. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, nothing's set in stone yet, but yeah. So that was Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm super excited for where we're going to be going in the future of the series. There's so much left.
And they're doing a 9-episode run as well, right?
I believe it's only 6 episodes. I think we only got 3 episodes left. I already think we're halfway through the series. Yeah.
All right then.
I'll double check. I'll double check on that, but
I'll double check right now. Hold on. I'm co-hosting. This is kind of my job.
This is kind of co-pilot. You gotta do this stuff. Fact check. But yeah, I believe it's 6 episodes. And shame on me if I don't know the right answer for that. Captain Wayne says, I keep wondering about the Guardians of the Galaxy. What are you wondering about? In fact, I have news. James Gunn, the director of the first 2, said that he's wrapping up Suicide Squad, which is the project he's working on currently, and that he anticipates to start filming Guardians of the Galaxy 3 this year. At the end of this year, he plans on starting shooting it. So that's going to happen. And prior to that movie releasing, we're going to get a short called The Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas Special, where they're going to do kind of like a goofy Star Wars holiday episode, but with the Guardians of the Galaxy. And he's going to shoot that basically concurrently with the movie, but that will be shot and then kind of pushed out. And then he'll shoot the movie and that'll be out. And then there's also, on top of that, for Disney Plus, they're doing a Baby Groot series. So you're going to have, if you're a Guardians of the Galaxy fan, you're going to have a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy to look forward to, from Baby Groot to the holiday special to Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And we'll, keep tuned here, man. We'll give you all the updates as they come out. But yeah, so he's wrapping up Suicide Squad, and that's his next project, which he anticipates to start shooting and filming later this year. Go ahead.
Wikipedia says 6 episodes.
Yeah. So, once again, the Pop Culture Warrior is on the case. What's up? Love me some Chris Pratt. I agree with you, Kevin. The dude is legit. I've loved him in pretty much everything he's done. I'd love to see him break the mold and do like a serial killer. Like, I want him to play a bad guy, like a charming bad guy, like the reverse of a James Bond, right? Like a charming assassin, where he's not the good kind of assassin. Yeah, I think that'd be. Who wants to co-write with me? We're gonna write a movie for. We're gonna write a script.
Let's do it
for our boy Chris Pratt. He's hilarious.
I will. Oh yeah, when the Guardians of the Galaxy find the mutants.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, they're gonna search the galaxy for some mutants. Right on, right on. I see. Captain Wayne, did you change your profile picture to Jubilee? Is that an X-Men reference you're throwing at me? I just saw your profile picture. That's a Jubilee picture. I'm almost sure of it. Hey, buddy, I'm in the middle of a show right now. My son decided to barge in my office. How's it going, man? It's going good. Okay, cool. That's 4-year-olds for you. They're gonna do what they want. Um, in other news, I know last week we talked about the fact that Black Widow was getting pushed back a week, but that we're also going to get it released on Disney Plus with Premiere Access. So I figured with that, do you want to see the latest trailer for Black Widow?
Absolutely.
All right. Let me roll that footage, guys. Stay tuned. Watch the newest release trailer for Black Widow now.
You don't know everything about me. I've lived a lot of lives. Before I was an Avenger. Before I got this family. I made mistakes choosing between what the world wants you to be and who you are. We have to go back to where it all started.
Where did you think I was all this time?
We have unfinished business.
My girls are the toughest girls in the world.
I'm sorry. We had our orders and we played our roles.
It wasn't real.
It was real to me. To me, you were everything.
Bring her home.
Put your seatbelts on. She's such a mom. One thing's for sure. I'm done running from my past.
Oh man, I legit get goosebumps. You can't see it probably, but like I get goosebumps, man. You hear the altered like Avengers theme song. Oh man, oh dude, it's crazy, crazy. I love it so much. It's sad how much like I have a visceral, physical reaction to something like that. Like my body just goes like, yes, give it to me.
Well, and honestly, even me. Okay, Courtney just said, yes, please. I'm like, I'm honestly excited for it, and I really am.
Yeah.
You know me, the good fucking make it good. No, really, I am excited for it. I think it will be good. I think it has nowhere to go but up.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
You know, I really don't think
agree.
it can be bad.
I agree. And I know I see Bob saying way too much CGI. I mean, obviously, yes. You can't have Scarlett Johansson jumping out of an exploding helicopter, free falling, no parachute, landing on, things also falling on the sky and fighting. As much as I would love to see that in practical effect, there is a modicum you have to accept CGI. That being said, I think a large majority of it will be practical effect. We see a lot of the car explosions and the different things. I've seen behind the scenes stuff that they've shot, and it's quite a bit of practical effect. I think they're, especially with someone who doesn't have superpowers per se, it's not going to be too CGI'd. I think obviously the trailer packs a lot of it in there, unfortunately, but just by nature of who her character is and what she is, it's not like Captain Marvel where every time she does a thing, it's CGI'd.
Right.
So yes. No, Scott, they didn't actually explode actual planes in the middle of the sky. No, unfortunately. Yes,
They should. I really think they should.
Captain Wayne says Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, Rogue need their own movies. Well, Black
They kind
Widow's
of almost had that.
getting their
Black
own
Widow's
movie.
getting her own movie right now, and I would almost say, I don't know. Do you want to say WandaVision is Scarlet Witch's movie?
I would say, you know, I mean, obviously it's a miniseries. I think if it's me, I'm trying to think if it's me, I'd rather have the miniseries. I feel like you can really establish a character, establish a world, establish a connection with the audience over a 6-hour miniseries than one movie. I mean,
Right.
that's just me.
There is a lot of character development and backstory in that show, and the
Yeah.
introduction of new characters.
Yeah.
I think it really did a lot for both of those things.
Absolutely.
Do I think there's probably a more cooler backstory to Scarlet Witch? Yeah.
Yeah.
To Wanda Maximoff.
Wanda.
I think, oh God, I wish I could do that accent. Wanda. He's just so fucking cool.
No, yeah, and the cool thing is, as a Black Widow movie, we get to, this isn't necessarily, I mean, it's kind of her origin story because it's going to be kind of a flashback, flash forward kind of a thing, but I think it's cool because we know, we've established who she is, right? We've seen her in Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Avengers 2, Avengers 3, Captain America Civil War, Captain America Winter Soldier. Like, we've seen her so many times that we feel we have a good idea of who she is, but now we really get to fully flesh out, right? We have 60%, 80% of her character down. Now we get to see that, like, that original 20%, that original where she started. I think the clues in the trailer are leading to say that, you know, she's reuniting with her family. And yes, it could be, you know, the Red Room kind of family that they talk about. But I think that part of her training made her have a family. Like, it wasn't her actual sister, mom, and dad, but like they were assigned, right? This was their, you know, as a spy, it's like a spy family, right? Like you're covers the mom, you're covers the dad, and you're the kids. I think that they established a family that was part of their cover, and now over years they, you know, they got close and this and that, and you can even hear the other girl, Yelena, she says, like, you know, it was more than that. You know, you meant the world to me. It wasn't just a job. Like, she felt connected to her, and obviously because of their job and what they are, they eventually disbanded and broke up, and that, you know, left some feelings. Yeah, Scott, exactly. Like the show The Americans, exactly what I was thinking is you're this fan, but even in that show, I think those actually were their children. Like, they actually had children. In this one, I think they're more assigned. They're not blood relatives. Whereas, you know, in the other show, they were kind of assigned to procreate. But yeah, so that's and pretty cool, man. The latest Black Widow trailer, it shows that people are still excited. 70 million views in the first 24 hours. 70 million views, I think is awesome to show that. I don't want to touch on certain topics, but there was certain people who felt that, you know, women-led stories or women-led movies or things are going to be less successful because, you know, men won't let them be whatever, and not that those projects weren't good. It was because there were women in it. That's why it didn't do well. And like, when Charlie's Angels came out, I remember like the Drew Barrymore, you know, Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu, Charlie's Angels. I loved that movie. Oh my God. I saw it like a dozen times. I thought it was cool. It didn't matter that it was women. It mattered that it was good. It was fun. It was funny. But, you know, that female-led Ghostbusters, while I think all the comedic actresses that were in it are hysterical women who have had amazing projects, that movie was terrible. Just terrible. So I don't think it's a women. And I think Black Widow is once again going to prove if you make a good movie, it doesn't matter if it's women power-led. It's a good movie. You know, Some people were a little up on Captain Marvel because it was like, oh, too much girl power, whatever. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was a good movie. To me, it doesn't matter if it's man, woman, child, alien, space slug, whatever. It's just good. If you have decent writing, decent acting, decent directing, decent special effects, because, big budget movies. But anyway, that's besides the point.
I'll even say, though, too, you almost don't need, like, the big special effects and shit. Like, if you have a good enough story and a good enough actor portraying it, it doesn't need to be all about the special effects.
Sure. Yeah.
That I think they're doing fine with the amount of special effects. I'll even say, like, something like Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
Like, WandaVision didn't have near as many special effects in it as some of the other,
yeah.
Think Endgame.
Yeah. Oh, my God, yeah. My God,
but it still had a really good story, and the actors portrayed it well, and it came out good. It had a good story, had a good core to it.
I love, speaking of special effects, if you watch the behind the scenes stuff that they shot, like in the first episode, because it was based on, Dick Van Dyke Show, 50s, all of her special effects, like her magic powers and everything, they did all practical. It was shot just the way they would have done it on the 50s show. So the one scene where she's making the dinner float around, that's all on wires. That's all practically shot. Like that was, everything. The stuff flying around, doors opening and closing, they shot it all practical because it was in the spirit of that time. There were no special effects at the time. So they literally found like set designers from the 50s and asked, like, how would you make something fly back then? And, well, we used the little filament wire and, maybe, camera tricks and even like the quick change effects. Mm-hmm. That wasn't CGI. That was, they're like, okay, pause. And she had to freeze. And then they would do like a quick wardrobe change. And they're like, all right, get back in position and action. And like, so that you do that quick jump cut. It was practical effects versus, where they could easily just CGI her in a different outfit.
Nice.
So even like the coat change thing, all that was shot practically. Anyway, so that's good. And yeah, Scott, I see.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Scott, I see what you said. Female-led movies can suck, not because of the women, but because it's bad. Just like men-led. How many movies have you seen where you're like, man, that movie sucked? And it wasn't because it was because it was women. Like, it was all dudes, and it was like, well, that was still a crappy movie. Like, we're not like, well, it was dudes, so I think it was awesome. That's not how it works.
No, I've seen some horrible fucking movies.
Yeah, there are bad movies.
And I'll even say this, and this may come full circle on that, is I don't even really give a shit. Like, if it's a male-led cast or women-led cast, I try to avoid that shit. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Tell a good story.
Yeah. Just make it good. I'm getting you a Radar t-shirt that just says, make it good.
Make it good.
It applies to so many things. Just make it good.
I'm gonna come home from work and put that shirt on. My wife's like,
just make it good.
What should I make for dinner? I'm just gonna point at the shirt and she's gonna hit me.
Just make it good. That's awesome.
CGI has come a long way. Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
CGI has come leaps and bounds. Fuck, even in the last 10 years, the amount of the time it takes to do it has dropped down drastically, and like the abilities that they have and the realms that they can delve into now are just phenomenal as far as what CGI can do. And I think it's awesome. I think it's great. But I also I do appreciate the story. I do appreciate, I can watch old stuff that is just as good. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I see Mike in the chat saying he's digging the new Mighty Ducks. Yeah, they basically, for those that don't know, on Disney Plus, if you remember the Emilio Estevez led Mighty Ducks movies, they so much like every other series, they've brought it back. They're doing, it's like Mighty Ducks A New Generation or something like that. But Emilio is also in it, and I haven't seen it yet, but it's definitely on my radar, pun intended, and I do want to watch it to see what is going on with that. What else do we have? So the latest in they said Captain Wayne says one day news will be complete CGI too, where it's real. It can be mind bending. Yeah, I agree. All right, so the latest in some movie news. We got a couple minutes before we go to break. I want to hit you up with some headlines. We talked about Black Widow. We talked about James Gunn reconfirms that Guardians of the Galaxy is still on track to film this year. For those DC fans, more troubling news. They're still working on Shazam 2. They're still working on Suicide Squad. They're still working on Black Adam. Apparently Aquaman 2. They're working on Flash. But two movies that were previously announced have just been cut from the slate. Nothing I think anybody would be too sad about. But they had announced DC New Gods was a movie that was coming. That was supposed to be set, around the new God characters, which were like counterparts to Darkseid and on Apocalypse. There was a good team and a bad team. It was a whole thing. But they've cut that from the slate. And then also, if you remember, my God, maybe a couple months ago, back after Aquaman really, Aquaman didn't come out, but after the success of Aquaman, we talked about, you might remember this, might have been a year ago, we talked about this where DC wanted to pursue a horror franchise based off of The Trench, in the movie Aquaman, when he goes into that dark area and it's got all like the monstery creatures and stuff like that was called The Trench. They were going to make kind of a horror series spin-off of Aquaman called The Trench. That has officially been cut as well. They basically cited the decision from Warner Brothers. They're trying to restructure the studio and the movies that are coming out. With the New Gods, they said the determining factor was apparently because of the recent appearance in Darkseid with the new Justice League cut. They wanted to have some space between that and maybe, doing another, the New God story later on. So it was just too close together, in their opinion. I think they just didn't want to do it, needed a fake reason why. As far as The Trench, the reason became they'd rather focus on Aquaman 2 at the time and said that they would potentially revisit this project if there was a desire to expand on that world later on. Maybe even as like an HBO Max exclusive, show at some point. So that's the latest with that. A couple more things. Russell Crowe has been announced to join the cast of the next Thor movie, Thor: Love and Thunder. We already found out that they got Christian Bale. And now it's been announced that they have Russell Crowe joining on. And now, while I'm sure all of us, think Russell Crowe and think Gladiator, I just wanted to pop on the screen here a more current picture of what Russell Crowe looks like today. So I was like, who are you trying to convince that you have a fully gray beard and but yet a full head of brown hair? Like, who are you trying to convince?
You know what? In all fairness, he's not bald, so he's got me beat.
I mean, yeah,
but
you and me both.
I'm just saying. He looks like dog shit.
And no, I'm not even joking. This was the nicest picture I could find. This was the nicest one. I tried to do respect.
Dude, what? He's 60 near?
I mean, gotta be.
Right? Ish?
Gotta be. Ish. More or less. Hold
on, let me look. Let me Google.
Yeah.
Google him.
So
him.
So anyway, so this here will be in Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm guessing either CGI'd or under a lot of prosthetic makeup. One or the other. I know Christian Bale's playing like the God Killer, so he's gonna be
Oh, I'm no good at math. 1964 is when he was born.
64, 30, 40, 50, almost 60.
60, yeah.
Scott says he got that Steven Seagal lifestyle. That's a good one. I like that. You guys are funny. I like you guys.
Yeah, I'm missing the Gladiator was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
That was a good movie.
It was definitely a high point for him.
Well, I mean, isn't he Australian though? So that's kind of New Zealand or some shit.
Something like that. 58.
I mean, so basically, yeah. I'm not mathing tonight. Sorry about it.
I'm not mathing tonight. Sorry, guys.
I worked today.
Another one for you. Another casting news just breaking. Black Adam which is the spin-off of the Shazam movie that will be led by one of our favorites here, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He will be Black Adam. They have announced a new member of the team. They have cast Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. So here is a fan art rendition of what a Pierce Brosnan could look like as Dr. Fate. So there you go. That's I don't hate it. To quote a great man, I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
I don't know. If he looks like that cool, it might be all right. But
I mean,
it's not a romantic comedy from the late '90s, so I don't know.
Hey, that man was James Bond many years ago.
All right, then.
he was voted sexiest man alive at some point in the 1800s.
So was Russell Crowe, wasn't he? We just saw what happened to him.
I don't know if that's. I'm gonna need a fact check on that one. Fact check on aisle one.
I know because when I pulled him up, his IMDb came up, and the first thing that shows him is like where he's standing the gladiator, and he's got the short sword in his hand. He's got his arms like, are you not entertained? Yeah, that is that scene, and then he's all ripped, and I'm sure someone's airbrushed or whatever. But yeah, he was hot back then. And then I don't know what happened to him. Well, I do know what happened to him. It's called fucking cocaine.
Kevin, you're right. You're spot on. They're dipping into the retirement pool for actors.
Yeah,
I mean, but here's the thing.
You know why? They're old. They got their COVID vaccines first.
They're old. That's the they're COVID safe. They're outsmarting the problem. We're gonna get all the geriatrics that have their COVID shots, and we're gonna put them in front of the cameras. Oh, that's good. I like that. Well, I mean, here's the thing too. You've got the young audience. You've got the in-betweener audience, like myself and you and most of you out there. You bring in a guy like Pierce Brosnan and Russell Crowe, and you're gonna get a lot more of the older generation. They're gonna go, oh, them grandmas gonna be, oh my God, they got that Pierce Brosnan in the Marvel movies. Oh my goodness, I'm getting the vapors.
Whatever. People my mom's age who thought that Russell Crowe was hot back in 2000 when Gladiator came out don't watch the Marvel. Well, they might.
But when they hear that Russell Crowe and Pierce Brosnan are in these movies, they might come out for them. I'm just saying, it's a selling point.
When you got like Chris Evans, who's hot now, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
but is Grandma really hot and bothered by Chris Evans, though?
Absolutely, she is. Absolutely, she is. She's probably just like,
moist.
Man, go pretend I'm 40. I don't fucking know what they do, but.
Corey says they making me moist.
That's right.
So real quick, production on Black Adam is nearing its start date. I think they start filming either late this week or early next week. So obviously they hired the former James Bond actor. Other characters you're going to be seeing besides Black Adam and Dr. Fate, you're going to see Atom Smasher, you're going to see Hawkman, you're going to see Cyclone, a bunch of the Justice Society members. The filming is scheduled to begin, like I said, later this week, early next week in Atlanta. And let's see, although a number of different versions of Dr. Fate have been featured in the comics, Brosnan's taking the part of Kent Nielsen, the original Dr. Fate, as seen in More Fun Comics and All-Star Comics. He'll be wearing the cloak, the amulet, the helmet of Naboo, and he's got all the magic with the flight and the strength and the telepathy and the flame spells and the lots of other powers. I mean, he's going to be a tough person to fight for the Dwayne-led Black Adam. Two more quick things before we go to break. Venom, Let There Be Carnage, has been pushed back. The date has been pushed back. Fortunately, only a week. A week later than we thought. It was supposed to be coming out September 17th, has now been pushed to September 24th. Why the 1 week pushback?
Yes. Why?
We don't know. We really don't know. And in fact, the previous date was just announced 2 weeks ago. So I don't know. Why a week? I don't know. But the new release date, though, is interestingly enough going to put it in competition with the Sopranos prequel, The Many Saints of Newark, Dear Evan Hansen, and the Mark Wahlberg-led movie Infinite. So they're pushing themselves into competition, in my opinion. One other, because apparently now everything's getting pushed back for no apparent reason, but Mortal Kombat, the movie that we're all really hyped to see, which was originally planned to release April 16th, a mere 10 days from now, has been pushed back and will be released April 23rd, again, 1 week later than what it was originally released, supposed to be. So now, in their case, they might be pushing it back to give more space for Godzilla and Kong, Zack Snyder's Justice League, give them more time to be viewed. And since...
Well, because they obviously don't want the competition if they're going to be the only decent movie in the fucking theater.
I mean,
let's be honest.
Pretty much, yeah. It is what it is. But I'm super hyped.
Is that going to go direct to streaming service as well?
That is an HBO Max movie. Yes.
Is that going to be going to HBO Max if you pay? How are they doing that? Are they doing like an extra fee, or what are they doing? Are they just buying the movie? How does that working with them?
Sorry.
I know we've talked about it, and I fucking forgot because I don't have HBO Max.
No. I got distracted by the comments, man. Say it was the last question. You guys got me giggling over here. What was the
Captain Wayne's?
Yeah. I'm not repeating it, but that's hilarious. You got me giggling over here. No, we're good.
No,
So the question was how is HBO Max doing their whole movie releases? If you have HBO Max, you have access to the movies day and date of the release in theaters, no extra charge. Now, it's only going to be on HBO Max for 30 days post-release. So, after that, it will disappear again until it does its rounds. But again, who's not going to see it in the first week it's out? I would, if I was them, I'd be like, you got 5 days to watch it, and then we're pulling it. That way you drive all the traffic, but who knows, then their servers crash or whatever. But yeah, so unlike Disney, who's saying, not only do you need Disney Plus, but then you need to pay the $30 premium access pass to watch the movie like Black Widow when it comes out. HBO Max, to their credit, are saying look, the day it drops in theaters, you can watch it right on your thing. If you've already got a membership, you're good to go. Which, if you're like me and have Xfinity, you have HBO Max for free anyway. So,
Well, I'm kind of curious with mine because I have the add-on for Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
The HBO. I've had it for years. So I used to watch Deadwood on it and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the same or not. I haven't even tried it. I haven't even looked. So very little stuff that comes out on HBO actually interests me enough to really give a shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's some stuff on it. Flight Attendant.
I get what I'm saying. It gets to that. I already have a whole fucking stockpile of things that
you got shit you need to catch up on, let alone new stuff you should get on.
Yeah, right. So I still think Dr. Zoloft is gonna. I love saying Zoloft. That's exactly
Zoloft. He's very sleepy. He prescribes
sleepy.
Pills. All right, guys, we're gonna take a quick break. Promise it'll be super quick. And then we got more news. Got a bunch of TV news. Got some gaming news and some other fun stuff planned. So give us 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Set your clocks. We'll be right back, and we will do some more fun Pop Culture Warrior. When we return, shots.
You're listening to the sounds of WTF Nation Radio.
You got me staring out the window. 8 hours later, you're a no-show.
415-889-8367. The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
What's up, potty people? We are back. Hopefully you guys didn't run off on me. You're still hanging around. We got lots of, more good stuff to go. Mr. Radar, we're back. What say you, sir? How you doing?
I'm doing fucking amazing. I'm really good.
You're having fun, man.
I am. I had to get a Diet Mountain Dew, wake me up a little bit. I'm fat, so I drink Diet.
That always fixes it. You guys are awesome tonight, man. You guys are lighting up the chat boards. We are really appreciating it. Thank you for participating. Like we always say, if you want to call in, chat with us, man. We are ready and willing to take your call if you are so bold as to have an opinion live on the internet.
Whatever, dude, I have opinions all the time. They're usually wrong. Fuck it, give us a call. Man.
Mostly, majority wrong. Majority. We're going with majority.
Sure.
Anyway.
I don't even know.
I'm delirious. I'm having a stroke, I think. I'm having a stroke. Yeah, so this is hour 2. We've been talking about movie stuff. So, change of pace. TV coming at you. Some TV news. I need like music to play in the.
You've been saying that, dude. You need like drops. You need to make some drops for when you do that. It does that.
Yeah,
it does that.
I do the wish. Hold on. What? Okay. What about?
Like that. Do we sound retarded? Somebody out there, stop us. There you go. Perfect. Need something to drop.
Just do it.
Yeah. See? I can do that every time. You need to program that. You're the master at this, dude. I'm the co-pilot.
I just have buttons. I have buttons. I push buttons. Anyway, so some news for you. Got some news for you. Some TV news. Let's see what we got here. First up, I'll put up a picture. This guy. There is so many projects are being brought to life, and if you remember, we had a conversation a while ago, and I said that we might be on the precipice of the golden age of TV and media because COVID gave time for people to be creative and come up with all these new ideas. Remember that conversation?
Yes.
Boy, was I wrong.
Okay, not all the way wrong, probably with this one though.
It seems as if. Okay, so I think of myself creatively, right? I've done stand-up comedy and I do the show, and with COVID and everything, it's been hard to be creative, right? It's almost like you have too much time and too many distractions to come up with original ideas. So I feel like everyone else is just like, well, what's worked in the past? Let's do that. Let's do that again, right?
Yes. You know how
I'm sneezing over here. Sorry.
You know what okay, I'm gonna throw this out there while you sneeze. I don't think we're to that point yet that we just need to redo everything because there's not another Ninja Turtles thing coming.
I hate to tell you, there's some series and talk about another movie, but whatever. Anyway, so right, in the spirit of all, I figured let me pull some information on some things that have been greenlit lately that may ring a bell of something that's already been done. So here you go.
Okay.
Terminator, the anime series, coming to Netflix.
Terminator, the anime series?
The anime series.
Not animated.
The anime series. ANIME series.
Right.
Coming to Netflix.
All right then. Sounds familiar.
From the co-writer of the Batman movie. So one of the co-writers of The Batman, the new Robert Pattinson movie, will be writing this and producing this. He's the showrunner. His guy's named Mattson Tomlin. But let's see. Tomlin, co-writer of the upcoming Batman movie starring Robert Pattinson, will serve as showrunner on this series. In addition, the Terminator anime will be produced by Production IG, which is the Japanese anime studio behind Ghost in the Shell. So Production IG has had a working production deal with Netflix since about 2018. There are currently no details in regards to the anime's story or characters just yet, but Tomlin says that they will be taking big swing sand? What kind of quote is that? I'm thinking and. I think that's just a bad placed S. Taking big swings and going for the heart. He intends to approach Terminator in a way that breaks conventions, subverts expectations, and has real guts. So it's gonna suck. That's that. Reading between the lines.
Whenever they use that many fucking buzzwords, it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Horrible.
When they say break conventions and subvert expectations, well, the convention is make something good, and the expectation is to make something good. So they're gonna break conventions and subvert expectations. Right. Scott says Terminator and Mortal Kombat. So we getting a crossover, right? I swear, sometimes I think we're in like they should just call this like. This isn't the 2000s or 2010s. This is the 2010s. This should be like the 90s part 2, right? Because we're getting Terminator, we're getting Mortal Kombat, we're getting, the Matrix is coming back. I mean, what won't they bring back? I was all for like 80s nostalgia, but apparently we slipped into 90s nostalgia and I didn't realize it. So anyway. But it makes sense. Netflix is greenlighting a bunch of stuff because of the success of unexpected, anime adaptations like Castlevania that they did. And so people are eating it up.
No, like a dozen people ate it the fuck up. Like
it's popular.
Children eat it up. You know what? And I talk shit. I'm sure my fucking kids are gonna love this bullshit. Like, Dad, what's the Terminator?
It's the Terminator. Yeah. So
whatever, they're too busy watching other kids play Minecraft on YouTube.
Right? Isn't that such a thing? It's such a thing. Let's say Kaz, real guts in a robot. I like that. Clever. Real guts in a robot. What else? More Netflix live anime action / reboot of a thing that already exists. Oh, here's a good one. Here's a thing that exists but barely, and they're going to adapt it. Remember, we've talked about this a bunch. Keanu Reeves just came out with a comic book called Berserker. The first issue really just hit stands. And Netflix has already announced it's developing a live-action movie and a follow-up anime series based on Berserker. And for those who don't know, Berserker is a brutally epic saga about an immortal warrior who's over 80,000 years old. He's fought through the ages, blah, 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 blah. So Keanu Reeves will produce and star in the film and voice the character for the anime. So not only has he just dropped the comic book, he's already locked up the rights and development and producing and acting and voicing of the upcoming Netflix film and anime follow-up. So, imagine to have the star power that you could go, I want to write a comic book where I'm basically the main character, and then I want to produce the movie and star in the movie where I'm the main character. And then, because I'm kind of getting old, but I still want to get money from this, I'll voice the anime character based on all this in perpetuity for as long as I see fit. I mean, wow. That's a lot. That
is a lot.
But people, I'm gonna eat it up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna watch the shit out of it, and I'm gonna enjoy every minute of it.
It's fucking bullshit. But I'm gonna watch the fuck out of
it. It's stupid. It's so stupid. But yeah, I'm gonna watch the fuck out of that shit. I'll watch that.
I have a hard time. I really have. I'm getting into animated stuff. I'm not as big a fan of it. It's hard to get into it sometimes, I think. But the movie I probably watch. I'll probably do that.
I mean, for those that don't know, this thing started out like as a Kickstarter project, which I have certain reservations about, right? Because Kickstarter as a whole, this whole crowdfunding thing started when, like, people like me and you had this great idea. The banks wouldn't back them, companies wouldn't back them, and they had to develop this thing themselves. And, your friends could help you get it off the ground with some seed money. And then all of a sudden, actors and famous people and all these things started using their clout to get other people to pay for their thing to get off the ground. And I'm like, if this really is your passion project, and he said I've worked on this for years, and I'm like, dude, you're a multi-bajillionaire with so many hits. Any studio would back you. He could literally walk into any studio and be like, I want to do this thing. They're like, yep, whatever you say, Keanu Reeves, you're the hottest shit on the planet right now. Or B, you could fund it yourself if that's what you wanted. Why go to the fans? Why make your fans pay for it? That's
Well, but okay, with the crowdfunding though, don't you buy like a share in it though?
No.
For his deal, wasn't it like you bought like a share kind of in the franchise?
For the money you donated, you got a copy of the comic book.
Oh.
And there was different tiers, right? Like, if you donated $5, you get the regular comic book. And if you donated $50, you got like the special 1A variant of the comic book. And if you spend $100, you got the 2B variant. And then like for the people that spent like $1,000 or $5,000, whatever, like you got a signed comic book by Keanu Reeves. And then like, yada, yada, yada. And some of them, they'll be like, if you spend $10,000, you'll be listed as an executive producer of the thing. I mean, it doesn't mean anything, but it's just nice to see your name involved, whatever. But Scott, to your point, you had to spend an absorbent amount of money to get the comic book signed. And I remember when it came out, I looked, and A, it was a crazy amount of money, but B, it was only like 10 of them. Like, I get it, like you're Keanu Reeves, you don't want to spend all day signing comic books, but I'm like, he could have made the limit of that like 100 and made so much more money. But they limited it. They really did make it limited. Like, I guess Keanu Reeves like, I'm only signing 10 things, so fuck you. Whatever. Get what you want out of it, but I'm only signing 10 things. And so they got him to sign 10 books or whatever. But yeah, man, if you're one of those guys that spent that money and have a Keanu Reeves signed #1, and now that it's going to be made into a movie and then a series, like, it's a valuable little thing right there.
It could be, yeah.
I mean, it could be, yeah. So again, Berserker is a brutally epic saga about an immortal warrior's 80,000-year fight through the ages. The main character, only known as B, is a half-mortal, half-god, cursed and compelled to violence, even at the sacrifice of his own sanity. But after wandering the earth for centuries, B may have finally found refuge working for the U.S. government to fight the battles too violent and too dangerous for anyone else. In exchange, B will be granted the one thing he truly desires, the truth about his endless, blood-soaked existence and how to end it. I mean, it sounds good. It sounds kind of
fucked if you ask me.
I mean, it
doesn't sound bad. I mean, I'm not trying to say it sounds bad, but it sounds kind of fucked up.
I mean, the guy's basically Wolverine. He's basically Wolverine without the claws. But yeah, so I have my own thoughts and reservations as far as, when celebrities use, there was the whole big thing a couple weeks ago about how like Kylie Jenner created a GoFundMe for her makeup artist who had, I don't know, it was cancer or something. And it's like, there was backlash because they're like, you, a certified like billionaire, created a GoFundMe for your makeup artist. Like, bitch, just buy her a new body. Like, you could do that at this point. You've got the money.
Or just, throw her some coin.
Yeah. I just, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
We should do a crowdfunding for us.
What are we crowdfunding? What are we crowdfunding? And who's gonna want our shit? Like what we produce. I don't know. I don't even know.
We could produce a podcast.
Isn't that kind of what we already do?
Yeah, but think how much better it'd be if we got paid for it.
Imagine if I actually tried. Imagine if I actually tried on this show.
Yeah, can you imagine like how cool this would be like if we got paid and we tried harder?
Oh,
but we need to be paid.
That's you know what? That is actually Scott. That's not a bad idea.
That's not a horrible idea.
That's not a bad idea.
Produce the bobblehead to sell. Not a horrible idea. Did we ever name him?
I mean, Marty apparently has stuck. They said you can't use Lieutenant Dan. Yeah, that's just terrible. Yeah, I kind of like Marty. I'm for those that know, I'm a huge Back to the Future fan, so I'm okay with Marty. I like it.
That's kind of fucked up, as shaky as he is now. I'm just saying.
God damn it, man!
Call the bobblehead Marty.
Oh man, I didn't even put that. I didn't even put that together, man. Man, that's cold, man. I can't not think about that. Oh God.
I don't hate Lieutenant Dan because he's got a red beret. That means no legs. What's up?
He's not a leg. What's up? Marty, I do like Marty. But yeah, I mean, what if do you think we could get enough members of the WTF Nation and pop culture family and the WTF moments, fan base world out there to crowdfund bringing this dude to life? You think that's realistic? You think that could happen?
I mean, I don't know. I wonder how much it costs to get one made.
Well, I mean, it's like anything else. I've looked in the past. Like anything else, it's one of those things where
if you make a shit pot up,
because you'd have to make a mold and then get like printing presses involved and things like that, and then especially if they're colored and rendered and whatnot, like there's a whole factory involved. You could get it to a point where like, yeah, they're $1.10 to make, but it's because you ordered 10,000 of them.
I wonder if somebody out there in fucking WTF Nation world has a 3D printer and can just make one.
So I happen to have a close friend that has.
You always got it.
I do. I know a guy. I know a guy. And earlier I saw him hanging in the chats too. I don't know if he's still around, but I saw him earlier. But I know a guy who's got a 3D printer. He's very involved in 3D. In fact, he makes a business, a side hustle out of 3D printing things. But making a 3D printing of this is very different than, bringing to life the bobblehead version, because 3D printers is one hard solid piece. It won't bobble. That's a whole.
But I mean, what? So you make it the stem and you make
right.
The
you have
head.
to do the head and thing, and then a spring separately. But there's a lot that goes into it, because you'd have to get it colored. You have to get it, because once you print the 3D.
Well, no, but you could paint it. Right?
Well, yeah, you could paint it.
3D paint it like his face color, like Dan color.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Then you could paint it.
Yeah, you'd have to 3D print it, in probably the flesh color, so that way it's the one thing you wouldn't paint, and then you'd have to paint the beret and the hair, and the camouflage would be just a pain in the ass to fucking do. And then there's the whole 3D model of the CQ and then the base.
Yeah, it sounds hard. It sounds dumb.
It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. I worked with him and we were going back and forth because I wanted to make one. I just wanted to make one physically. I could put it in the background.
If you made like a big one, that'd be pretty tight.
like a 6 foot tall, like when you see like a Superman statue.
It's like 2 to 3 foot tall. That you could like
2 to 3 foot tall. That's like half of me. Like that's big.
You make him life size then. Fuck it. Go big or go home.
How giant that head would have to be if it was life size.
You gotta go big.
Oh man, no, you know, obviously it's in the vein of one of the Funko Pop, you know, toys and whatnot. But yeah, that's true, Scott. If the worst case scenario, if you don't sell enough, they'd make excellent gifts.
Oh yeah, every box that goes out.
Oh yeah, every box would get one. Shit, that'd be holiday presents, door prizes. That'd be, you know, when I don't tip people anymore. I just give them a bobblehead. Like I just leave a restaurant, there's the check and then the little bobblehead on top. Kevin says I'd pay $15 for it, but only in 6 easy payments of $2.50. Yes, absolutely. But act now, get the second bobblehead for free. No, yeah, that's not a bad. I'm gonna think about it. Cause man, it'd be cool to see this come to life. Obviously, this is a 3D rendering.
I don't hate the idea, dude.
And it'd be cool, not just as a thing that I want, but if we did crowdfund it, you know, it's obviously something people want, and I might start doing some research. How much would it cost? How much would we have to raise in order to make this thing a reality? Now, the sad fact is, I mean, off the jump, I'm thinking $5,000 minimum, right? Because you've got to do 3D renderings, you got to do the prototype builds, you have to do the factory to make all these come out, and
no, we don't. No, you gotta get a hold of the factories that make these. The rest of that shit, it just wastes money, dude. We don't need to like do environmental fucking impact surveys.
No, but you have to make a prototype. You have to.
No, it's a fucking bobblehead.
And then you make 10,000 of them, and they're broken, or the thing's got a dick hanging out, and you're like, what the fuck?
I'm not even against that, dude. Like, I'm not against it to have like a giant dick hanging out.
Oh my god! Oh, yeah. Do the balls bobble? The balls, the bobble part. Yeah. You guys are awesome. No, I might. Yeah, Mike says that we'd sell up 6 at best. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, you should put me in charge. I am optimistic about this. I have a big floppy cock hanging out, and that's the bouncy part.
Yes.
Oh god, love it. I love it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but instead of opening like an ACU top or whatever, he's opening a trench coat.
All right, we're going off brand now. We're going way off brand. Oh
That'll
man.
Be the rated one.
Oh man. Oh dude. Oh man. Which, by the way, I'm going to design. So obviously, if you guys see it, we have a link to the merch shop that has a bunch of CQ and Pop Culture Warrior merchandise in it. I'm gonna make a radar shirt. I'm gonna design a radar shirt. And we'll talk about it.
We'll call him Bobble Dick Dan. Yes, perfect. Bobble Dick Dan.
I'm done. Radar, me and you, we're gonna get together. We're gonna design you a shirt. I don't know if it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be sorry about it.
Yes. Yeah, is he gonna be sorry about it? It's gonna be make it good. I don't know. We're gonna do something. I want to have a radar shirt. And I feel like those would sell better on the merch shop than the Pop Culture Warrior or the CQ stuff. Obviously.
Actually, Scott has a wonderful idea right now. Not bobbleheads, but challenge coins. Ooh. Because there are places that do the challenge.
Yeah. The challenge coins are they're not bad, man. I had a buddy of mine.
Cheaper than the fucking bobblehead doll. It's cheaper to put a bobblehead doll on a fucking challenge coin than it is to do a bobblehead doll.
No, absolutely. A buddy of mine designed them for like one of his
buddy.
I'm sorry. I know a lot of people. Fuck me. I'm sorry.
He's not the 3D printer guy though.
He's not the 3D printer guy. He's another guy. But he showed me how to do it, like how to order custom coins and you can design it and everything. Now it ain't cheap, but it's way cheaper than doing bobbleheads. It would actually be
pretty. I bet if you did a run of 100 of them though,
yeah,
I bet that would be more reasonably priced per item than it would be to do 100 Bubble Dick Dans.
Yeah. I'm taking a note here. Challenge coins. That's something I don't even think we need to.
That's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, I love it, man. Thank you, Scott. That was a great idea. You know, I think the challenge coin idea is
challenge coin make fourth. I didn't get through typing coin and challenge coin. To me, challenge coin lowest prices.
You could probably get like 100 of them made for probably $300-400. You know, it's reasonable, and I don't even think we need to crowdsource it, man. I would just make it and then, you know.
I think we should crowdsource them. I think we should. Just because that makes it like way harder than it actually would be.
Kevin wants to know, what is a challenge coin?
Oh, he doesn't know.
What is a challenge coin? So a challenge coin is, you know, it started out in the military, but now you'll see like police officers have them, and EMTs and firefighters, and like you know, government buildings, and like all types of people do them. But they're basically, it's just a coin, and it comes from the military. You would have like your unit imprinted on one side, the logo, the motto, the whatever. Usually, like if it was, you know, the general's coin, it'd have his, you know, his personal brand and his name on it.
His flag on it.
Yeah, they have the flag and all that. And the idea was that, like, if you were some stellar stud out in the field or something that did this awesome thing, they'd be like, hey, here's a challenge coin, like, well done. It was like a, you know, something, you know, to show that you were like fucking awesome.
I remember when it used to be a big deal. When
it was,
coin,
yeah.
And then it was like, nah.
Yeah, it was back in the day. It was a big deal. Now like the president has a challenge coin. Like the White House itself has a challenge coin. The Pentagon, like,
I'm sure they probably always had those. They're probably hard to get.
Yeah,
but I mean, like I remember
I've got a couple, but it's
fine. Secretary of the Navy or some shit one time, and like I got one from the chief of chaplains of the. I got one from Chief Chaplains. I did a color
like a badass merit badge.
Yeah,
yes.
basically.
Basically. But now you can get them everywhere.
The one I got though was when I graduated. The Marine Corps version of like PLDC was Corporal's Course, and when I graduated Corporal's Course, I got like a coin from all the dudes that I was in there with. That was pretty neat.
Nice.
But that's probably the one that one, and I have one from Blues Traveler actually.
Nice. You know, I've seen now some actors will have them. I remember I was at this gala and I was like, I don't know, Tony Sirico or some guy, and I was just like, oh man, so I like your stuff, nice to meet you. And he's like, oh, blah, blah. He's like, oh, you're a vet? And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm a vet, whatever. He's like, here, and like gave me a challenge coin, which was just like on one side it was like an animated picture of his face, and then it had like his name and signature on the back, and I was just like, what do you want me to do with this? No one's collecting actor challenge coins. It's not a thing we do. But I was like, all right, cool, man. Thanks. Appreciate it. Anyway, shit, man. We've gotten way the fuck off topic.
Okay, so, all right. But this
way off
place I'm looking at, most of them, like, actually have to, like, design them. But these ones are like as low as $2.19 a piece, but that's if you buy like 5,000 of them.
Yeah. I think we're gonna
order 50. If you order 50, it's $5 a piece.
I mean, that's not bad. That's like $500 right there. That's not bad.
I mean, that's die struck, no color printing. You want to do color on it. Color, it's $546 on one side. If you do two sides, it's $588.
I don't think we need double-sided. I would use
it's
not
$3.53 if you do 100. So
I would do 100 of them.
Cheaper.
Yeah, I would do 100 of them. Yeah, we don't necessarily need to do the bobblehead guy, although that could be one side of it. But I was thinking even just more the Pop Culture Warrior logo could be on one side, and then maybe the bobblehead guy on the other side. But then isn't that doing like two of the same thing? I don't know.
I mean, kind of. I don't know.
We'll think about this.
we'll talk about it. Maybe do the WTF Nation Radio thing on one side.
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah. I think do the WTF Moments, WTF Nation Radio, and then do Pop Culture Warrior on the other side with CQ and Radar. Mike, I see your comments, bro. He says, "Oh, if you order 100 of them, he said if you order 50 of them, that's 46 more than you need." That was good. That's funny.
But I mean, honestly, though, like it's about the same price to do 100 of them as to do 250.
Yeah.
And that probably would be quite a few.
Yeah. I'll give them out
per thing.
Like I said, I'll leave them as tip. I'll start flipping the coin at him like, psh, There you go, buddy.
I'm gonna go to the bar and get like three beers and like they'll spend it all in one place.
Here's your tip. Yeah, see, this guy leaving challenge coins as tips to the waitress. Yep, exactly. All right. So anyway, we're in TV news, man. Back on track.
We are.
I took a note though. We're gonna talk challenge coins and radar design T-shirt. So in the vein of continuing our conversation about shows that are remakes of things and other things, we have another thing. Let me pull this up. Not a lot of people are gonna know this. You might know the name. I mean, you Van Helsing. You know Van Helsing.
I've heard that.
But
yeah.
there's a manga series called Helsing. It is
Mangala?
the manga. It's the Japanese
Ambla?
version manga. It's
not
anime but in book form. there you go. It's anime in a book. It's called manga.
Jesus,
So Helsing is being brought to you by the writer of John Wick and Amazon Studios. They're going to make a Helsing movie. The series is aiming for a live action return, according to a new report. Derek Kolstad of John Wick, the writer of John Wick, is working with Amazon to adapt the hit horror manga. They're going to make this a live action feature film rather than a television series. And if you're not familiar with the manga of Helsing, it dates back to 1997. It's a horror series. It's considered a classic of the genre. It takes place. It's a supernatural take on the whole. Let me check. Helsing reimagines Dracula as an agent named Alucard, who works for the Helsing organization. The group operates under Abraham Van Helsing's line, and it aims to protect all of England from supernatural threats. But when a new recruit named Cirrus Victoria enters the fray, things get wild for Alucard and his team. So yeah, that's we're now looking at a thing that's coming from another thing that exists from a thing. So yeah, that's a thing that's happening.
This is my impressed face.
I could tell.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell.
So I don't. How many versions of Helsing do we have to get? And then we're like, oh, it's a cult classic from 1997 and blah blah blah. It's a nightmare. Yeah. Nothing good. The only thing good that happened to anybody in 1997 is nothing. Nothing good.
Jenko jeans. I'll have you remember that. That's a big fan.
I said
of Jenko.
Good. I said good. I didn't say memorable. I said good.
So another property from the 90s. That's
are you scraping the bottom of the barrel for these, or these just like
no, not even. These are headlines, believe it or not. But you'll recognize these people. You might even feel they might be like friends of yours, right? Right? Get the pun. It's Friends.
Is it the actual show Friends?
It's Friends.
God damn it.
So obviously they're not bringing the show back, but later or next week, I should say. After a year of being postponed, the long-awaited Friends reunion special will bring the cast of the hit sitcom together again on screen for the first time in many years. It's filming this week. The special is set to air on HBO Max. No date given just yet. It was originally marketed as part of the high-profile rollout of Friends coming to the streaming service, but obviously, coronavirus put a big old poo-poo on all of that. The special is said to be an unscripted reunion, meaning it's just them sitting around, they're appearing as themselves, they're not in character, although David Schwimmer did tease that the cast had read a little something and put something together for a special sequence. So, if I were to guess, they're gonna do like a quick scene of like where the characters are today. You know what I mean? Like a quick reunion, like a spot, maybe 5 minutes worth. But the majority of the special is just to kind of reminisce about the show and talk about the characters and blah 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 reunion special. Which, if you saw, they did HBO Max did a reunion special for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That was actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved the show. And
right. Yeah, no shit, Kevin. My wife will sign up for HBO Max just for this. Hopefully my wife's not paying attention to this.
This is Radar.
I will say this though. Like, looking at this picture you have up right now.
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston is still fucking hot.
She's still smoking hot. And the reason I chose this picture specifically
is because she's in it.
Well, it's because she's in it, obviously. No, it's this.
It's amazing what not having kids will do to a woman.
Sure. No, this picture was taken the night the cast sat down and decided to do the reunion special. So they all went to Courtney Cox's house, and Courtney Cox had some conversations with Warner Media and talked about like a reunion special. So she kind of she invited everybody over to her house and was like, look, let's do this thing. So she pushed for it, and they all decided as a group to do it. And then they took this picture to kind of commemorate the moment of deciding to do the reunion special. So I thought it was a fitting picture to use to bring it back. But yes.
Okay. No. I want to make something very clear.
Okay.
So we looked earlier at Russell Crowe, who looks like 10 miles of bad road, right?
Yeah.
What, 57, 58 years old?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston is 52 years old.
Sure.
So I'm looking at February 11th, 1969.
Yeah.
She's 52 years old.
I mean, there's a few. I mean, you look at like a Jennifer Lopez, you know, who's pushing past her 50s, you know, and doing mighty fine for herself.
I'm gonna say this though, like I'm looking at this picture that you have up, right, and it's the whole cast of
the whole cast.
None of them look badly.
No.
None of them look poorly.
No one has aged well, like poorly. No, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
What the fuck, Evan Russell Crowe?
Hard living, man. Dude,
that's where you need a drop of fucking that Dave Chappelle skit. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Tim, I see you out there. He says Jennifer Aniston is on my top 5 list. Wife approved. Yeah. And yes, Mike, Russell looks like that because he spends his time drinking and bar fighting. Yeah. I mean,
I'm not against that. Fuck, I don't mind drinking and bar fighting, but
yeah.
No, but I will say that. But I mean, and to a certain extent too, I will say it's probably not having kids. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, that's part of it. But let's also remember, these guys were making like $100 million per episode at the end. So wealth can buy you a lot of treatments,
Diet Mountain
and
Dew,
special, you know, like they get that seaweed from the Dead Sea skin wraps and Botox injections and, you know, drinking the placenta of fetuses and all this stuff these crazy Hollywood types do to make, you know, retain the eternal youth. I mean, billions of dollars will do that. I mean, I'm sorry. It is what it is. Let
me go back. What's her net worth? It's set on there.
I mean, I'm sure it's of the friends.
She's done
probably
Jennifer
the most.
Aniston did actually. Well, Courtney Cox did as well.
She did all right.
And David Schwimmer's got all that Madagascar money.
He's got all that Madagascar. What was he? He was the giraffe, right? He's got all that animated giraffe money.
Yeah. He's got that Madagascar cash. It's okay. So this is just an estimate from Wikipedia, but it says she's worth approximately $300 million.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems very low. That can't be right. That can't be right. I mean, because she's besides
according to Wikipedia, dude.
Well, yeah, that's Wikipedia. I mean, that's because you got the movie career. You know, she's got skincare lines.
She had some pretty big films come out too, though.
Yeah, she's had a hell of a career.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, some of them, like she was in a couple movies like Vince Vaughn and shit, wasn't she?
Yeah,
too?
Yeah. The Breakup and all those. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and some of those were kind of like, I'm not gonna say like, they were very like rom-com, kind of not.
I mean, they were.
horrible. Like she did fine.
They were. I mean, it is what it is. But no,
She was in that show too, that Cougar Town show.
yeah, well, the Cougar Town, that was
Yeah.
Courtney Cox, and she was in like an episode or two.
Yeah.
But no, she's done a bunch of stuff. But and here's the thing, I know we we like to poke fun and celebrities, they make millions of dollars and but like they have to buy a place in LA, right? Because you have to be where the work is, and that's in LA, which you're not gonna get. You're Courtney Cox, you're Jennifer Aniston. You're not getting some studio apartment. You're gonna get like a fucking mansion on the hills or whatever. So that's billions of dollars, in insurance and tax and all that. And then like you're paying for your agent, your makeup team, your publicist, your manager, your fit trainer, right? Your personal chef, your style consultant, your interior decorator, your chauffeurs, because God forbid you can't take public transit. You get your chauffeurs. Like they probably spend more than they make in a year. I mean, it's ridiculous.
But also, but looking at this too, just in her philanthropy article section, whatever, she's donated over $500,000 to Doctors Without Borders. Okay,
which is nice. That's
she's
good.
donated over $500,000 to the Red Cross for the Haiti thing or whatever, and she donated another $500 million $500,000 to Doctors Without Borders, $500,000 to the Red Cross, and $500,000 to the Ricky Mountain Foundation. So there's $1.5 million right there.
Sure.
That she's just flat giving away in 3 big chunks. I'm sure she's done other things going on. Like I know she's done some stuff for St. Jude's and like other stuff too. That because you see her on like those commercials and shit. And I don't know if they just don't.
And I mean, as you should, if you have a person.
I mean,
like,
but when you think about her donating, she's got $300 million in the bank. Net worth-ish, so I know it's not all like bank.
I mean,
money.
it's not all
that's
liquid.
That's like one of us throwing our penny in the fucking penny jar at the gas station. Like, here's I got a little bit extra change here for the cancer kid.
Yeah, the equivalent would be, you gave $20 to this homeless guy on the side of the street, and you're like, I did good, and like, but that's the equivalent of what they can spend on donating, But again, it's not. I'm not knocking it. I'm not.
It's
knocking
not
it.
nothing. It's not.
Yeah,
nothing.
it's not. That's a large chunk of change.
And net worth things, if she's got a $500 million house, you know what I mean, or whatever too. I'm sure she's got like a $22 or $25 million fucking house in Beverly Hills.
Easily. But doesn't it make you also think when you're like, wow, someone like Kim Kardashian, just today I read, is declared a billionaire, is not a millionaire, not a multimillionaire, but a billionaire. That is on a whole other level that I can't even wrap my brain around. Like I don't think we toss around these words so much. I don't think people realize the difference, the large gap between a millionaire and a billionaire is gargantuan.
Right?
Like obviously, Jennifer Aniston's a millionaire. She net worth $300 million.
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
Hundreds of millions. She would need, more, 3.5 times her entire worth to be close to a billionaire. Like, if that doesn't like blow your mind, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I got nothing for you. I got nothing. Like that's a whole heaping lot of money. And then Scott, you got the multi-billionaires. You got the people, the Steve Jobs, obviously he passed, but the Bill Gates, the what's his name, the Amazon guy. I can't think of his name. Mr. Amazon. Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos. You got all these guys, the guys behind Google, and you got Tesla dude, Elon Musk, and like you got all these guys that could legitimately donate 80% of their money and still have more money than someone like Jennifer Aniston.
Right.
Like that is insanity. Yeah, I couldn't imagine like more. You know what it like a legitimately to say that you have more money than you could spend in a lifetime.
You know what? I'd sure like a chance.
I'd give it a good go. I'd give it a damn good go. But like that to be at a point where you're like, I couldn't spend all this money if I tried. Like you'd have to buy a country basically to get to put a dent. And you're like, I'm gonna buy Europe. Like I'm just gonna buy it. I own Europe now. Like that's the only way you put a dent in your financial situation. And yeah, I mean, yeah, Scott, yeah, Elon Musk's money's probably mostly tied up in his company, but the dude's building rockets. He just, oh my God,
yeah, he got that rocket money.
He got that rocket money, that electric rocket money. He's about to build them electric rockets.
Solar rocket, son.
But this is my point exactly, speaking especially about Elon Musk. I've been dabbling in cryptocurrency, and Bitcoin was at 39,000 something. Elon Musk goes, I just bought $1.5 million worth of Bitcoin, which to him is chump change. Chump change.
Yeah.
And he threw it into Bitcoin. It immediately spiked the value from 35,000 to like up. It topped out at like 60,000. So it almost doubled over the course of like a week. Do you realize that what that means? That his $1.5 million doubled just because he spent $1.5 million. He made $1.5 million by spending $1.5 million.
Yep.
Could you imagine having the kind of wealth that you could spend and make more of it? It just boggles my mind that you could
That's
manipulate.
literally what I dream of when I go to bed, and then I wake up poor. So I mean, it's gonna.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like the power to have so much influence on something that you can go like, see this thing here? I'm gonna buy it, and therefore it is 10 times more valuable. Like,
yeah.
What? What? Like if he bought the logo, the PCW logo, right now, I get a call and Elon Musk is like, I want to buy that. And I'm going to give you $10,000 for it. The fact that he bought it and owns it, he could probably sell it for $1 million.
Yep.
And I'd just be sitting here like, well, thank you for the 10,000. Like right. that is power. That is a whole level of wealth and power that we will never, ever get to.
No, probably never.
But yeah, I'm sorry. I know I went off on a rant here, but that's just mind-boggling to me. That level of boy, that is something.
Yeah, that's right. It's got that brand recognition.
Recognition, man. I was talking to one of my boys earlier and talking about NFTs, man. Non-fungible tokens. But it's the idea of that it's a wholly original thing that you sell and someone owns, and that basically determines its value. It's a whole, like, I'm not gonna speak eloquently about it, but I kind of want to make Marty over here into a non-fungible token and then like sell it. But then I don't think I'd be able to use it though. That's the thing, because it then becomes an original in and of itself. But maybe I could like manipulate it in a way. I don't know. I'm still whatever. At this point, I'm spinning.
Just like Marty.
I'm spinning like Marty. Hey guys. Alrighty. I think it's about that time. I've hit the delirious point.
It is. Yep.
It has been fun.
We've just become a giant run-on sentence.
Yes. At this point, I appreciate you all guys for hanging in there with us. We got 30 people live, 36 people live watching in. You guys are awesome. You are rock stars. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Mr. Radar, would you like to tell the people at home what they can tune into the rest of the week.
Well, they have been listening to Pop Culture Warrior with CQ and Radar. This is on Tuesday night. Tomorrow night, Wednesday night, Donza, Day of No Scheduled Activities. We will be taking the night off. We take Wednesdays off for confirmation classes. And then, let's see, Thursday night, Ice, Spanky, Sergeant's time. They will be sergeanting. They'll be doing all the big sergeant things. They'll be talking to you about sergeant issues and Army issues, active duty, National Guard, retired, reserves, all of it. They're going to be hanging out. Friday night, got Friday Night Freedom. Kaz, Pookie, going to be a good show. Check them out. Then, Saturday and Sunday, a weekend off. Dawn's the days. Get a regular 48-hour weekend. We're happy with it. Okay? Come back Monday, though. You got the Monday edition with Ice and Flash. They're going to bring you all kinds of current events. And there's been a lot of shit going on in this world. And they will cover as much as they can in that hour. There's been some things, and then they will bring you their personal insights into what has happened in the world. They will turn it over to us on Tuesday night, Pop Culture Warrior.
And then you're back to us. I have one more quick thing for you, Radar, before we go.
Me?
Yes.
All right then.
For you.
Yes.
I've always joked that we need sound effects. So listen if you hear anything. But I
heard it.
I think that is our Tiger King update alert. So from now on, when you hear, we have a Tiger King update.
All right then.
All right. So one more before we go. I thought you'd like that. I was gonna go with like the rawr, and I said no. It'll be way funnier if it's just. I just thought that'd be way funnier. So in a one last second Tiger King update, I want you to brace yourself, Radar, because I have very sad news. Today is a day we'll remember as love died. Are you ready? So quiet. Tiger King's Joe Exotic and husband Dylan Passage are getting a divorce. So sad, so very sad. Very sad. I know. I can feel the sadness coming off of you. I have this lovely picture here. If I can pull it up, there it is. So Tiger King star Joe Exotic, Maldonado Passage, and Dylan Passage are going their separate ways after 3 years of marriage. On Friday, Passage, who's 25 years old, announced that he and his husband, who's currently serving a 22-year prison sentence, will be seeking a divorce after 3 years of marriage. He says, to answer the main question the public wants to know, yes, Joe and I are seeking a divorce. This wasn't an easy decision to make, but Joe and I both understand that this situation isn't fair for either of us. It's something that neither of us were expecting, but we're going to take it day by day. We're still on good terms, and I hope it can stay that way. I will continue to have Joe in my life and do my best to support him while he undergoes further legal battles to better his situation. So, there you go, guys. True love has died. I mean,
I don't know if I can go on, dude.
And you know who killed it?
I don't know if I can go on.
You know who killed it?
Carol fucking Baskin.
That fucking bitch, Carol Baskin, is to blame.
But in all fairness to him, and I understand this, he got married to Tiger King, to old Joe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
With the understanding there'd be tigers and meth.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's no more tigers or meth.
Right.
So I mean, gotta move on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't tell you.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And for, you know, in all fairness, I mean, he married the dude 2 months after his previous boyfriend shot himself in the face. So,
boyfriend, not husband.
I mean, I'm sorry, husband. Sorry, that's right. They were. I forgot he was in a 3-way marriage at the time. I forgot.
Yeah, that's right, Scott. If Trump would have pardoned him, Trump could have saved their true love.
Their
that's
love,
right.
their love could have been one for the ages. I mean, Trump could have joined them.
Honestly, if Crazy Joe, Uncle Joe, wants his popularity to fucking skyrocket, don't send me a check. pardon fucking Joe Exotic.
Yeah, people's heads would explode if Joe Biden
Don't fucking
pardon.
Well, they've got a lot in common. You know, they're both kind of fucking crazy, and both named Joe. I mean, that's basically all.
That's a, if we're talking, that's a lot now.
They're
But
both pretty creepy. I wouldn't let either one of them babysit my children
or hang around any of my boys. I mean,
I would be comfortable seeing them at an elementary school. Either one. So, I mean,
all right. And with that, we're out, folks.
Yeah, start a restaurant and call it Uncle Joe's. Yes.
Oh man. All right, guys. Thanks again for hanging out with us tonight. You guys have been absolutely awesome. This has been episode 51 of Pop Culture Warrior. Once again, we're so close to our numbers. Go to the Pop Culture Warrior Facebook page, like us, follow us, subscribe, whatever you do. But we're at 673. Once we get to 750, we're going to do a huge giveaway. So make sure you like the page. It's going to be huge. Huge. Be huge. I wish Starfield would have come out yesterday. All right. Going with that. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We will see you next week. Shots to all you guys out there. Take it easy.
Shots.